In today's video, I am going to introduce to you how you can use your sensual body to have a spiritual awakening, or to enter the spiritual awakening process through your bodies. So you can start by just forgiving yourself and saying, I am in the process of a spiritual awakening. I am seeking to become one with the divine within. So there's our first clue. I am seeking to become one with the divine within. Okay. Now this within becomes the stumbling block for so many, especially people that are very spiritual. Often we think, oh, I'm spiritual, I must be better, up, high, elevate, ascend higher, my higher self, my better, my love and light, all things good. Okay. And that pulls us, as I'm saying it, I'm just almost losing myself completely. As I'm saying it, I'm just moving like out and away from myself. Yet, all the masters, teachers were speaking about the divine within this body. Jesus said, God is inside you. The Buddha, the God within. So how do we get there? Sometimes we think, I am not good enough. I am just a little worm. If only I can be better, I will be more spiritual. Right. So we can let that go. And stop putting this as a goal, moving towards, seeking one day I will find. But to say that my seeking is actually a homecoming. A homecoming. I am fine as I am in this here, mortal body, this one, here and now. Can I and you, us, in these bodies, how can we be the temple of the divine? That is very hard for us to accept about ourselves. I almost feel tears welling up as I'm saying that. How can we accept that the dear divine Lord, God, Goddess, all creator force, love, everything is present within us and alive within us? How can we accept that? It's hard because we judge ourselves so badly. So how do we use our sensual bodies to drop back into understanding the core of what we truly are? So I like using the body, the sensory body, as opposed to rationalizing these things with the mind. Okay? It is possible to rationalize these things with the mind. You learn this, you learn that. This guy gives you a bit of information. That person over there guides you along some idea, and you go with that and you try and integrate that in your life. But a very simple, childlike, like Jesus said, we have to be like children. It's childlike, so simple. A childlike coming home, acceptance, forgiveness of self, and simply feeling your being. Okay, so now there is a process to this feeling. I get excited when I speak about it. There is a process to this feeling, and we can use our sensual bodies for it. So this is when you use your sensuality or your sexuality as the ultimate meditation. All meditations, or most meditations, point inwards into just the stillness, the simple stillness within, right? So we can use the mind to focus on that, to focus on the stillness. Drop the thoughts, focus on the stillness. That's one way to do it. Or we can use the mind to put our awareness on our body, and feeling the body. The body can feel. It's not thinking, it's feeling. So use your mind, and you can do a body scan, or you can even touch. So this is where the sensuality comes in. You can even touch. And this is even a meditation that you can do with your lover, holding that touch experience for each other. So in that touch, you are putting your focus within. How much can I feel? How much can I give my attention to feeling? Right. Now, often there comes this layer of resistance when it starts feeling fantastic. When you start feeling pleasure, there's often this little word, hesitation, because the pleasure is the one thing that just opens you up to the full experience. If you can touch yourself gently, and it's like that awareness of the touch is there, and then there's that moment where it's, oh my word, that feels good. Oh, it feels so good, where we almost want to run back in the opposite direction, run away from feeling so much. But it's there where we want to relax and open and give ourselves even more to the experience of feeling. How much can you feel? That is an important question, because there is no end to the depth of how much you can feel. So we are able to, as a meditation, surrender deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into this no mind space of simple feeling, feeling, more. Now, take note. How much can I feel? How much can I feel? How much can I feel? Then the next layer is becoming aware of the awareness of feeling. Who is feeling? How much can I feel? The awareness of the presence of feeling, the pure awareness. And then, if you dare, just do this as a meditation, do it as a meditation. Become aware of the feeling, of the awareness. And then feel like you throw yourself into that void of awareness inside, that like clear consciousness, pure consciousness, where there is no like, this is right, that is wrong, this is pleasurable, that feels like this, that feels like that. There's no judgment. There's simple stillness of being, of awareness, the stillness that holds, observes, is everything. And that is our knowing of the divine within, God within, universal life force. So these terms, God, the divine, They loaded with meaning. So using those terms are risky. Like God means something different for everyone. So find your own understanding or your own knowing within yourself of that pure existence. One can also call that life force. And now I'm saying through touch we become aware. This is through touch we become aware. It's like such a simple process of awareness because it's just that simple childlike feeling, being through the body. And then when it's an incredibly healing process to stroke all along your entire body. There's like, you could stroke along your arms, you can stroke along the central channel, all the way to your feet, even over your genitals, or all the way up to your head, like all over your body. And your body is your unconscious mind. And having this surrender experience in the body is deeply transformative. So what I am seeing when I'm working with my clients, we can tell people all this stuff of we're all connected, we all have the divine within us, we've never been separate. We can say all these things. This goes over the head. Or we work with the body. A person has this like internal, how much can you feel? And feel so deep that they basically have this, I'm it. Spiritual orgasm in their bodies of merging, realizing, oh my word, I am so precious. I am love itself. I am it. So when I see that happen to my clients, I don't have to tell them a thing. They start feeling it. This aliveness starts like kicking in like electricity in the body. There's like internal realization. And the person sits up and they just know, they feel, they just experience all of these like understandings. Then it is a felt experience, a knowing in the body. And it's so simple. So that's why I'm saying it's spiritual awakening through the body. So instead of doing spiritual awakening through learning a whole lot of stuff, you go into the body in a very childlike way, merge with yourself, inside yourself, and then just come to all these realizations of, oh my word, this is it, like this divine. And this information is so, I want to say, overwhelming. It is so overwhelming that sometimes we need time for the consciousness to be able to absorb it. So it is okay if it comes in little spurts, little orgasmic spurts throughout the body every now and again. And we slowly get accustomed to this magnificence. We slowly get accustomed to start accepting that God is in us and that we are God. It sometimes takes time. But a beautiful, simple way to work with your unconscious mind is to go deeper and deeper and deeper into your body. And in this space, I feel going to see someone that can guide you really deep into your body is beneficial, because people often don't suspect how much they can feel, and they might need a little bit of guidance. When you are being guided into the depths of your body, your practitioner or someone like me will be able to see when you're holding back, when you're resisting, when there's fear to go deeper, maybe even guide you to breathe. The breathing really helps to relax into the body. Your practitioner will also be able to see when the mind is shooting all over the place and bring your mind back into the simplicity of just being in the body. So it's really beautiful if someone can hold that space for you, where you can surrender so deep into your body. And it is a deeply healing experience. And for me as practitioner, I feel that the moment my client understands that avenue of going in and they've hit that depth where they're basically having orgasms through their body, and I explain these are like, can you feel these like spiritual happenings that are going through your body? But the moment I've shown someone how to go in, my work is done. My work as practitioner is done, because then I know they will be guided by life force or by the divine moving through them. And from there on, it's their path with life force. And everyone's path is slightly unique. Now, and I totally trust in that divine inner guidance for everyone. Okay, so people, if you have any questions around this like spiritual awakening through the body and you'd like to ask me, please do, because I'd love to answer them on more videos. Thank you so much.